Today we are going to be reading The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds, and then at the end of this story I will show you a couple of ways that you guys could make your own dots. The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. "Ah! A polar bear in a snowstorm," she said. "Very funny," said Vashti. "I just can't draw." Her teacher smiled. "Just make a mark and see where it takes you." Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. There! Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Vashti thought for a moment. "Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name." The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that." She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A yellow dot, a green dot, a red dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. "If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too." Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Please, sign it." The end. So there are several different ways that you can make dots, just like they said in the story. And you can start off with big dots and little dots. The very first dot that Vashti did was just taking her pencil and making a dot. Now that's obviously so little you can barely see it. So you can start off by just drawing circles. And I like to draw a circle so I can help myself get it nice and round, like that. You can just draw a circle and it might not be perfectly round, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. If you have something like a cup that you can trace, you can get a very perfect circle that way. Maybe I'll do a couple like that. So I'm just going to fill up my paper with circles to become my dots. Let's do one more smaller one over there and down here. I feel like that looks pretty good. It kind of looks like Swiss cheese. Now, we can color these in. If you have anything to color with, you could use crayons or markers or colored pencils. If you have paint, you could paint them. If you don't have any of those, you could just come in with your pencil and you can just kind of keep filling it in, and you could fill your dot in with maybe some texture. And I'm just going to kind of keep sketching around here. Maybe come back in different directions So it looks like it's kind of crossing. Just give my dots some neat pencil texture. Since that's the one I started out sketchy, we'll keep it sketchy. Give it some swirls right there in the middle. I can darken the edges with more lines and even make it look more three-dimensional. I also have some markers over here, so you could come in and you can just grab some colors, outline it, come in and maybe just put some little dots inside my bigger dot. Fill in that extra white space. Add in some like zigzaggy scribbles just to make it look cool. And I stuck with analogous colors on this one. They are colors that sit next to each other on the color wheel. They're like neighbors. So I have yellow green and blue green. They're all different shades of green. So there we go. There's a fun dot. One of my favorite dots in the story was when Vashti made the dot by not making a dot. So I've got some broken crayons here that I'm going to use. It's anything will work. But she had the inside of the dot. She left that white. It would be called the negative space. I'm sticking with the greens. Apparently I'm feeling very green today. So I'm just going to kind of give this a neat green halo effect happening around. And there's my dot without making a dot. Now you could do something like that without using pencil first. If you didn't want the circle to look like it was there, just do a small one over here. And you could really just make it look like a white dot, no pencil lines showing. So there's another idea for some dots. I'm not going to spend the time doing all of this because I'd like you guys to make your own dots. So any kind of paper will work. I had a sketch pad lying around and I grabbed a piece out of that. But even if you just have lined paper or an empty cardboard box that you want to draw, anything that you can use, anything you can draw with, you can do it with just pencil, crayons, markers, paints, whatever you have laying around at home. Experiment a little bit and see what kind of dots you can make, and then take pictures and send them to me.